As you can see, Google Classroom quickly becomes a really essential hub for all the learning that goes on in your classroom. So far we've learned how to set assignments and create announcements and for students to submit their work and so forth and so on, and how we can link through to resources and what have you. But now it comes to the really important element, which is the assessing of the student work that has been submitted. The first thing I'd like to highlight at the bottom here, where you can see the assignments, okay, now we only have one student in this class, which is Joe Bloggs, but we know that all of the work has been done, and we can see that straight away where it says 1 done and 0 not done. Now, obviously, if you've got a much larger class size, I would suspect, than 1 student, but what it can show you very clearly is how many of your students have completed the work and how many haven't. What I also find quite interesting as well is seeing the times at which students actually do submit work as well. I find that really interesting. But to actually assess this piece of work that has been submitted by Joe Bloggs, what we need to do is to tap on the actual assignments, which will take us through to our student work area here. Now I can see that in this view, okay, we can see that Joe Bloggs has submitted some work. Now before we go ahead about assessing it, just want to show you the area on the right hand side where it says points. This is where we can then sort of choose how many points, if any, we want to give the students for the work that they've done. Now we can choose that, or we can make it an ungraded piece of work. We can also, if we tap into the top box where it says 100, we can actually set an actual number for the grade as well. So for example, if it's not out of 100 and it's out of, let's say, 5, I can just tap 5 and go away like so. It asks if you want to update the point value. You just choose update, that's fine, and then anything that you mark within that particular assignment will be marked out of 5. So that's great, but we want to be able to do more than just give work a score, particularly when it comes to formative assessments. So if I just tap onto Joe Bloggs, we'll see then the link to the work that Joe has done. So I can then tap onto that, and that will then open up that piece of work, and I can see that Joe has done the work. This is my essay, fantastic, great. Obviously that would normally have more writing in there than that. Please note as well that you can choose at the bottom to open these sorts of documents in Google Docs if you want. I would suggest perhaps that you always open this work in Google Docs rather than just this once. Okay, but for this occasion I'm not going to go into there at all because this is just a demonstration. However, I would and do always use Google Docs, just because it makes it easier to see and work with the document rather than using it in Chrome. So I'll close that tab down like so, and now I'm going to give Joe some feedback. So I can add a private comment now to Joe's work, and I tap on where it says add private comments, and I'll say something like what went well, this and that, and I'll give them some even better if feedback as well. Improve this and that and the other, and then I'll just tap onto post, and that will then post that feedback to the students. Now you can continue this feedback loop backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, backwards and forwards, and Joe can submit improved work. You can tap onto see submission history and see what versions of work and things that the students have done. That's all lovely and great. And of course the final thing I would need to do is to tap on where it says grade and give the student a grade. So let's say for argument's sake that Joe got 3. Notice picked up that 5 that I put in before. I just hit return, and that's now got that mark added to it. And then you just carry on marking the rest of the work completed by your students, and it's as easy as that. Thanks for watching.